Hey guys, what's going on? Nick here with another episode of 9 to 5 Crypto. And if you've been asking yourself what is going on with the Gala token, all these different tokenomic changes and the burns, well, I have a video on that down in the comments below from our previous video. But have you also asked, well, how is Townstar or these other games that are developed or published by Gala Games, how are they affected? How are they impacted? Well, the tokenomics are about change for the town coin, and maybe that's a good thing considering the fact that the tokenomics kind of just fell off and died back in July and the reward distributions of town coin just halted. Yes, mistakes were clearly made.
We're sorry. We're sorry.
But is this really a good change or a bad change? Let's figure that out and let's discuss in today's video. Let's go. So before we jump right on in, I do want to cover a little bit of the backstory of the town coin, some of the recent developments on it, because there's a couple things that they've tried with the tokenomics to, some success and some, not. People probably still have kind of a distasteful taste in their mouth, and rightfully so. People that bought Townstar nodes were expecting that they would get town emissions, and they largely just haven't. And as of July 19th, all town emissions for players and node operators were halted. That does suck, and I think their idea there was to kind of like lower selling pressure and so on. But when you have some negative news like that, to where these blockchain games, yes, they're supposed to be fun. The game should come first, and the tokenomics, etc. That should be not the priority per se. Like, the game should just really be fun. People should really want to play it regardless of the tokenomics. But when people have the understanding that, hey, I bought a Townstar node and I should be getting emissions, etc., let's meet expectations, right? And any good business, you want your consumer or investor, etc., you want to meet their expectations, right? So you don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. And I think this was kind of a case of overpromising and underdelivering. And this article really makes a good point. With new town token emissions dropping to zero, you may think this will help relieve some of the selling pressure, but without the play to earn, potential players' interest in spending town decreases as well. Yeah, so if it's not like usable in an ecosystem to, mint NFTs, etc., it just becomes kind of just unusable in general. It really lowers the incentive or drive to do anything with the town coin. As soon as it's not earnable via the game, then the people that were playing it, yeah, because the game's fun or they think it's interesting, but also because you can earn town coin, well, those players might take a second consideration at playing the game anymore. And some of the other considerations that they were making is that the team was considering introducing burn mechanisms for town. This would allow players to purchase special NFTs with town tokens, but have the tokens sent to a burn address rather than kept by the system, which I think is a good mechanism in general. It's making it deflationary. That's why a lot of us are into blockchain technology. It's not just an endless fiat system that you can just keep printing the money off. And some of the other things that they tried to do to fix this: Townstar reportedly burned 97.5% of its unused NFTs in a virtual bonfire in Q4 2022. And it's also good to note that, people did spend a lot of money on these nodes. I mean, consider a Gala Founders node is costing about $95,000 to $100,000 at the time of July for this article post, which has increased likely in price by a little bit, while a Townstar node itself was ranging from $12,000 to $15,000. So again, guys, if people are spending $12,000 to $15,000, that's a considerable amount of money for many, many people, even myself. And I think that, if expectations aren't met whatsoever there, whether or not this is a riskful situation, I just think that if we're promising certain things, if we're saying certain things in a certain way, and we don't meet those expectations, clearly people are going to be frustrated. And I think that they have a right to, when we're talking about essentially destroying a distribution of the town coin to that system entirely. But now you might be asking me, Nick, what are the tokenomic changes, and is there a silver lining to all the bullshit and the struggle and the, beta testing, if you will, of tokenomics? Well, I think there possibly is. But again, just, approach things at your own risk and be careful always. But benefactor, also known as Eric from Gala Games, he's the co-founder of Gala Games, and also he was the co-founder of Zynga Games, where Farmville was also created. He made a post on Discord, and you can also follow us on Twitter as well. We repost these things. Hey everyone, I have an ecosystem update as it relates to our flagship game, Townstar. For over a year now, we have been testing different types of tokenomics and watching the broader Web3 game world. We've also been through a number of changes in the games itself and how play and earn relate to the game. One of the bigger changes we've seen is bringing in Mark Skaggs to lead the charge. If you don't already know who Mark is, well, you probably have played some of the games he's made. One of the most notable is Farmville. He was responsible for having over 80 million people play the game. You'll see that number thrown around on public websites, but he actually thinks it's like 200 million. I recall a conversation with Mark Zuckerberg in which he was talking about how people were coming to Facebook and how they're tuning in from the numbers of hundreds of millions of users just from Farmville itself. In many ways, Facebook wouldn't be the behemoth it is today if not for Mark Skaggs and Farmville. Part of the mission to grow Townstar into a massive game is to constantly make changes to make the game better and more in alignment with the entire ecosystem. To that end, we are going to make a huge change. As of today, we are announcing the end of Towncoin. So distributions, rewards ended, but it doesn't end there. We will be replacing all of the town for Gala. There's going to be an exchange rate of 2 town per 1 Gala. I'm going to guess there will be some questions. What about the nodes? Yeah, I got many questions. One, what's up with the exchange rate? Yeah, why is it fixed? Should it be fixed in general? There's different ways to kind of assess that, and we take a look at that next. What about nodes? First off, let me say that the Townstar nodes will begin to earn Gala via the burn to mint mechanism similar to spider tanks. The short version is that when certain items in the Townstar game get purchased in Gala, there will be a burn of the Gala token itself, and a portion of that will be remitted to the nodes, and a proportion of that will remit to play and earn. We will release a light paper shortly describing the ways in which you can earn as it relates to Townstar. So there's more updates coming. I'll post them here on this YouTube channel, so stay along for the ride if you want. When will exchange occur? Sometime in the next 60 days, the exchange site will be live. So you'll be able to exchange via the site itself. And I'll post that down in the comments below because that'll be probably kind of a confusing situation for a lot of people because they might miss this little tidbit. Is there a time limit for the exchange? Yes, you will have at least 180 days to make the exchange. So if you have a lot of town coin stuff, please stay tuned. Don't miss out on an opportunity to exchange your town coin for a coin that's going to have value, because your town coin is going to have no value after they essentially destroy it. So can I leave my town in my treasure chest? Treasure chest. No, you need to mint it. When will the new version of Townstar come out? There will be a playtest by the end of January, and we expect a full release in February. What will be in the new version? Earning in Townstar will be live. One of the most important will be the decorating game will be live itself, and shortly after launch, we will be able to view each other's towns. That's a good aspect. I mean, that's like at least a Clash of Clans thing, right? You could see other people's bases, especially when you attacked. The social game will be here. Digital assets, NFTs, will be able to be leveled up. Kind of like Spider Tank NFTs, I'm assuming as well. Okay, so I just also want to touch up on the exchange rate here for the 2 town coins per 1 Gala that you're going to be able to get. I think right now that exchange rate was likely just made 2 to 1 because of the price. I think they kind of looked at the price and they said roughly at that time it was a 2 to 1 kind of scenario, and that's roughly the same value that you're going to be getting equivalents there. But I do think in general it should just probably be a 1 to 1 thing. And I think that's a possible solution here, because there were people that were in the Townstar ecosystem that for a long time kind of got boned for a lot of these tokenomic fallouts, if you will, this beta testing. And I think a really cool way to help them out would be like, hey, however many Townstar coins you got, even if it's a 2 to 1 ratio right now in price, you're still going to get as many Gala worth of that, right? So you're going to actually be like doubling the value of your bag. I think that would just be like almost like an airdrop in a way to help out the people that have been screwed overall. So Gala, if you're listening, I really doubt it. I'm not a huge YouTuber, but if you were, I think that should be something that's really considered, especially so because if you take a look at their circulating supplies and just their supplies in general, even their max supplies, it's much smaller than what supply Gala has, right? Gala has a 35 billion total supply. This is a 35th of that. That's a billion, right? It's much smaller. I don't think you're going to be handing out that many Gala tokens. And I just think that that's a good idea in general. Could there be potential like sell-off pressure if people got extra Gala and stuff and they were pissed about it? Yeah, potentially. But I think overall it would be just morally or ethically cool thing to do, just something that would be really sound in my opinion. So that could be a potential way forward, and I just wanted to give my 2 cents, my 2 tokens, my 2 Townstar tokens on that. Alright guys, well that is a wrap on the Townstar tokenomic changes. I would love to know who's still here watching the video, so if you can leave a comment down, finisher in the comment section below, you know, who's still listening to me ramble online. But also, I'd love to know your opinion on the situation. Do you think this is a pathway forward, a road to redemption, so to speak, for Gala Games? Is this the right choice that they're making, trading in 2 town coins per 1 Gala? Should it be a fixed ratio, or should they just hook up the Townstar community and give them 1 Gala per 1 Townstar token that they have, considering the supply of town is so much smaller than Gala token? Like, I think that'd be a pretty cool thing to help them out. But I would love to hear your conversations below. Please feel free to chime in. Decentralized information is the way to go. It's better just than hearing me ramble on and just give my opinion. I would love to hear yours too. Hope you guys are well. And as always, like I always like to say, I remembered my coffee mug after a couple takes. Coffee's on me. I'll get that down eventually. Oh, and also let me know what games you're playing. Are you playing something blockchain related? Or are you playing something non-blockchain related? You know, I'm kind of a Halo fan right over here. So shout out whatever your favorite game is in the comment sections below as well. Peace.